Hola clase, Profe Hunter here, and this week you have been learning about telling time in Spanish. And so today we're going to practice a little bit with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up a flashcard that has a time on it, and I'm going to ask you, ¿Qué hora es? Which means, what time is it in español? And so you will respond out loud with the time indicated on the card. Now, if you feel that you'll need a little bit more time, I will provide a pause, but if you feel that you need a little bit more time, simply pause the video after each time I ask ¿Qué hora es? Give yourself a minute to organize your thoughts, respond out loud, and then hit play whenever you're ready to go on to the next card. Okay? So, vamos a comenzar. Let's get started. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 10:30. Son las 10:30. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 8:10. Son las 8:10. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 6:10. So remember, after the half-hour mark, we're going to go up to the next hour and then subtract the number of minutes. So really here we're saying it's 6 o'clock minus 10 minutes. See? So 5:50 is going to be son las 6:10. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 10:25. Son las 10:25. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 7 o son las 7 en punto, on the dot, en punto. Son las 7 en punto, on the dot. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 2:15. Or son las 2:15. Remember that cuarto means quarter of an hour. Just like in English, we say quarter after or quarter to. That stands for 15 minutes. Same as in Spanish. You can say son las 2:15 o son las 2:15. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 11:20. Son las 11:20. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 5:15. O son las 5:15. ¿Qué hora es? Now remember, this is after the half-hour mark, so you're going to go up to the next hour. We're going to say it's 8 o'clock minus 20 minutes. So, son las 8 menos 20. Son las 8, it's 8 o'clock, minus 20 minutes, menos 20. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9 menos 5. Son las 9 menos 5. 9 o'clock minus 5 minutes. 9 menos 5. Okay, see if I can get it here. All right. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9:05. Son las 9:05. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9. O son las 9 en punto. On the dot. En punto. Son las 9 en punto. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 5:10. Son las 5:10. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 9:15. O son las 9:15. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 11 menos cuarto. O son las 11 menos 15, perdón. ¿Son las 11 menos cuarto o son las 11 menos 15? So it's 11 o'clock minus 15 minutes. 15 o cuarto. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 10:05. Son las 10:05. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 6:15. Son las 6:15. O son las 6:15. Muy bien, estudiantes. So keep practicing telling time. Remember that when you are counting minutes, so we say, well, let's start with the hour. So when we want to say it is 1 o'clock, we say es la una. Remember that hours of the day are always feminine because they refer to the word hora, hour, and that's a feminine word, la hora. So we'd say es la una for 1 o'clock, and everything after that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the formula is son las and the number of hours. So we'd say son las dos, son las tres, son las cuatro, etc. To add minutes, so let's say right now it is 11:09. So if I want to say it is 11, I'd say son las 11. And then I'm going to use the word y, the letter y, which means and. So it's 11 and then the number of minutes. So son las 11:09. So it's 11:09. In Spanish, we would say it's 11 and 9. It's 11 hours and 9 minutes. Son las 11:09. That's all the way up to the half-hour mark. When you get to the half-hour mark, if you want to say it's 11:30, you'd say son las 11:30. y media. Media refers to half, as in half an hour. So son las 11:30. Media is half, like half an hour, referring to 30 minutes. Now, for the 15-minute mark, I know that we discussed this during the practice. You can say 15, which is 15, or you can say cuarto, which again means a quarter of an hour, which is 15 minutes. So you really have a choice there. If you want to say it's 11:15, you would say son las 11:15, or son las 11:15. They're both correct. Once you go past the half an hour mark, so let's say it's 11:40, okay? And you can technically say it's 11:40. That's fine. But it's much more common in Spanish to go up to the next hour and then subtract the number of minutes to get to the time you're at. So let me explain. If it's 11:40 right now, I would go up to the 12-hour mark. So I'd say it's 12 o'clock minus 20 minutes. Okay, so if I take 12 o'clock minus 20 minutes, that's 11:40. Okay, so I could say son las 12 menos 20. It's 12 o'clock minus 20, which means it's 11:40. Son las 12 menos 20. See? Okay, chicos, keep practicing. Every time you look at a clock this week, whether it's the watch on your wrist, it's the clock in your car or at work or home, wherever you are, every time you see a clock this week, I want you to think of how would you say the time in español. See? Okay, clase. Remember to contact me if you have any questions. I'm always available to help you, and I will talk with you guys later. Hasta luego.